What's up, babe?
What up, man?
How's it going, man?
Good. I'm excited. My wife is close to.
Dude, you're like days away, no? Hours away, maybe?
Yeah. Yo, I might get a call right now, man. But yeah, I would say a few days. Doctor said that it could happen this week. I mean, obviously anything can change, right? It could be more or less, but so yeah, we're any day now. Excited.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah. You know what's funny, man? So I'm growing my hair out, right? And I showed my mom a picture messing around, like what I want to grow it out to be. And I'm gonna show the camera.
Yeah, bro.
Show my mom. My mom was tripping. Let's see if the camera can get it. So I showed my mom. I was like, I told her, "No, crece el pelo así."
Dang. Estilo, cover your face when you do it?
What?
Like cover your face with the phone when you do it? That way you can focus on that. There you go. There you go.
Thor.
That's the Thor guy, no?
That's Thor guy. And
I was going to say Aquaman.
Aquaman started tripping on me, man.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to grow it out like that. But I am going to grow it out a little bit. Have you watched the show called Yellowstone?
Not yet, no.
Okay, you should watch it. It's really good.
Yeah. What is it about?
Cowboys and just land. Native Americans just fighting for the land and stuff like that.
Wild West kind of
Not
stuff?
that Wild West, but a little bit. It's definitely about cowboys and Native Americans and land and politics and killing. And, so I'm trying to grow it out like the one of the characters' name is Casey. He's the son of the rancher, the Dutton Ranch. But yeah, so I think it's funny. I think moms trip about a lot of things.
Yeah, for
I
me.
love you, Mom. I'm not talking bad about you. But especially if you tell a mom, like, you want to grow your hair out, you want to do something, like, different. Like, they trip. I don't know if it's, like, just a Mexican culture thing, you know? But, I don't know. Has your mom ever tripped on you?
For me, bro, my mom has definitely tripped. Just, like, on anything, bro. Really, like, I love to troll my mom and just be like, hey, like, just with the random stuff, like, she'll follow up like on the baby or something, and I'm like, we're at the hospital, and she'll be like, why, por qué, like what happened, you know? I'm like, just kidding, Mom, we're at home or something. I just always like to troll my mom just because they just get so worked up or like nothing. Me and my brother, especially when my grandma comes, bro, oh my god, like we'll be trolling her like crazy just on and anything, like even if I have a little scruff, like, and I try to give her a kiss, she's like, muévete, like no me beses, because she's like, it feels like you have like spikes on your face and stuff, and so I'll get to her and I'll just like rub her face and stuff. But yeah, it's pretty chill, pretty fun. How's your week been so far, bro?
Good. Just prepping, man, for the baby. There's this thing called nesting, which I didn't know about.
Me either.
Till recently, like a few months ago. I was like, we need to start nesting. I'm like, what does that mean? You know? So she explained to me what it was. I'm like, oh, I guess in those terms I've done that before. Like as men, you know, sometimes we get on that we get on that vibe to start organizing our stuff, and so we've done it before. We just don't know what it's called, nesting. I guess.
I asked my brother's wife or my brother's lady what she would want for the next baby, because I have a baby niece, and when they start planning for their next baby, she's like, instead of like a baby shower, I guess she wants to have like some sort of nesting thing where they like everybody comes and brings you either like frozen food or brings you like stuff that you're gonna need when the baby comes, I guess. And I was like, that's cool, instead of like a baby shower and stuff. But I didn't know that was the thing.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I've learned so many terms because of my wife and this whole new pregnancy thing that we're going through. So many terms. I'm just like, I can't catch up. This is so many things, and but yeah. So we've been nesting, man. It's been a good week. Excited for our baby daughter to come into this world. I'm a little nervous, to be honest. I'm a little nervous.
What are you nervous about?
Like when the water breaks, when the contractions come, just seeing her go through pain, like I'm scared of that. Not because like I fear like something's gonna happen to her, but I just not knowing what to do, you know. So I'm just a little fearful, but I mean, I'm ready for it though.
Yeah.
You know.
If you remember, like our first episode when we talked about the pregnancy, like that's kind of what I was talking about when I meant, like everybody thinks the girl goes through everything, which like they do for the most part. But what I meant on that is like, there's so much uncertainty on our side. Like me and my wife had to even talk about like, what happens if they make me pick baby or her? You know, like we had all those conversations, and a lot of the times, like I said, not to say that guys don't get credit, but sometimes, like we are also fearful in the labor room because we're like, what if I lose both? You know, God forbid, but what if I lose both, or what if something doesn't go the way we anticipated? Like those are real fears, you know, and so yeah, bro, like be praying for you guys. Me and my wife have our best interest in you guys, and we hope that everything goes smoothly, that's easy, and you guys get to go home, bro. That drive home first, like when you're driving home, it hits different, bro.
Yeah,
it hits different.
Can't wait, man. I hope that me bringing this up doesn't make me look insensitive or any type of way.
No.
But I choose my wife every day.
Mm-hmm.
Any type of circumstance were to happen,
100%.
and I believe that God is going to take care of everything. Nothing bad's going to happen. But I've had this conversation with my wife, and I think when I first had the conversation, I had to really like think about what I was going to answer, because I saw that topic come up where if something were to happen, who you're choosing, your wife or your daughter or your son, whoever. I'm choosing my wife, but it's a tough one. But at the end of the day, like, my wife is my everything. Right. So is my baby. Mm-hmm. But my wife is my everything, and I choose her every day. And I know some people may find that a bit insensitive, maybe, or look at it a certain type of way. But I would hope that they understand it through the perspective of like, me and my wife, we met each other first. Mm-hmm. I'm in love with her. And it's just, it's her, you know?
Well, it's like they say, like, again, not to be insensitive or nothing, but they say, like, you could have another baby, but you only get one wife. You know what I mean? I know some people are like, well, you can have another wife if you divorce, right? But we're not talking about in that sense, right? Like,
that's not an option.
Right. I was raised like one wife for your whole life, kind of thing.
Right, yeah.
So that's kind of why I say it like that, you know?
For sure.
But yeah, as far as for me, bro, my week's been. I know you didn't ask me, but it's okay. I'm just kidding.
Hey, how was it, bro?
My week's been so far so. No, you're good. So far so good, bro. We'll probably get into it in another show, like I always say. But just entrepreneur life, bro. Just being at home. To some people, may look like glamorous, like, oh my God, you get to be at home all the time, you get to be with your wife or with your baby all the time. But there's sometimes days that you're stressing because you're like, hey, like, I haven't met my goal for the day or for the week or for the month. And so I'm kind of like stressing a little bit. Thankfully, this upcoming month is a big month for me, just because I'm still kind of in the wedding season. So I'm still expecting some decent sized weddings that'll kind of hold me afloat for the next few months. But yeah, man, I'm just thankful for the opportunity. And yeah, I mean, everything's been good. And I remember the other day I was spending some time with my baby, and she finally started moving, like she's gonna flip, and I was like, dang, like that was quick, you know? So she already hit the 3-month mark, so those are cool milestones that we're hitting, you know.
That's good, man, and I think you're very consistent from what I see, so respects to you on that. Consistency is always the best thing. I don't know if I think I might have butchered the word consistency. So keep doing what you're doing, man. I know at some point, you know, you get used to, like, at least for me, you get used to these high numbers, right? Like you have a $60,000 a month, 50, 80, whatever it is, and you go back to your regular amount, whatever that may be, and it's still good, but it's like it's not where you were at that month. So you're just kind of like, hey, like, what I gotta do, you know? And something that, over the years I've learned is that we got to keep on marketing ourselves. It's a lot of the work that we do is word of mouth too, but also like how much we're marketing ourselves, and it's important that we do that. Even with the podcast, keep on marketing, reposting as much as we can, and liking, putting a fire emoji, all those things that matter. And just want to also tell our audience,
yes,
support is free. Liking, subscribing, or even just following the page, commenting, it doesn't cost anything for that.
Yep.
So we appreciate each and every one of you that have subscribed, liked, watched, viewed our stuff. We appreciate you guys. Obviously, this is a new venture that Diego and I are embarking on, but as far as like our businesses go, like the videography, landscaping, like, that it's the same thing for that too. So if you guys ever need any of those services, me and Diego, we got you guys. But yeah, just subscribe, comment, or give us some feedback. We're always open to that. So, yeah.
Yeah, we're always open to feedback, guys. Thank you so much for, again, the continued love and support on the previous episodes. Yes, if you ever need a photographer, videographer for your wedding or for your special event or whatever, let me know. And if you need a landscaper, Abe is the guy to go to. So yeah, we are both business owners, entrepreneurs, trying to start, something, I guess you could say, for fun, like something. I listen to podcasts, and I'm sure you do too, and I like to have something to listen to all the time. So like even yesterday when I was driving back from Casa Grande, like I told you, man, I almost said that like super white, Casa Grande. When I was driving back from Casa Grande, I was like, now's the perfect time. It's like an hour and something drive from where I live. This is the perfect time. I'll just throw on episode 2, just listen to it, provide myself feedback for the team and all that. But yeah, bro, wherever you're watching from, right? You may be, I don't know, in the shower. You may be on the walk with your dog, or you may be waking up in the morning or going to sleep late at night. Wherever you're at, we want to thank you for your time. We want to thank you for listening, for tuning in. Right there where you're at, just take a screenshot, post it on your story, whether it's Facebook, social media, whatever. Yep. Just tag us, let us know that you're listening. We do always, at the end of the episode, ask you to drop an emoji just to make sure you make it all the way to the end. But yeah, episode 3, bro. How you feeling?
Good, man. It's been fun. I think we might do an incentive soon, maybe, where like, out of the people that repost or share our stuff, we might do like a little like, what do you call it?
Giveaway.
A little giveaway. Something. Might be Dutch. Might be Sephora for you ladies. Or men. I don't know. We don't know nowadays, right? But I'm just kidding. Y'all can, if y'all want to support a gift card, whoever wants to get that. But yeah, so we're gonna probably be doing a giveaway soon. So tap in, tune in. But yeah, I think we need to probably get into our first question.
Yeah, episode 3. So, I just want to give a special shout out to my boy Abe, because it's not our typical recording day. We're recording on Friday. Usually we record on Mondays or such, but he's expecting his baby soon, as you guys probably heard. So I'm excited and thankful that he was able to be flexible, come in right now on a Friday afternoon and kind of get out of the way in a good way. And also to bring you guys an episode, hopefully sooner than anticipated, bro. So appreciate it, and shout out to your wife too for being flexible.
Shout out to the wife, man. She gave me the green light. She's like, yeah, do it. So I was like, I appreciate that.
Let's do it.
So, wifey, if you're watching, I love you and I thank you.
Yes. So we wanted to hit this episode before. We wanted to hit it really after the Super Bowl, but it's kind of a little bit before. But it's fine, because I still find that there's something that we can all, I guess, learn from this experience, if you will. But one of the reasons I kind of wanted to talk about this weekend is because it's one of the biggest weekends, I guess you could say, in America, as far as like the United States. But there's been so much controversy with Bad Bunny, right? And him highlighting the Super Bowl. But before that, just slightly before that, who do you have for the Super Bowl, bro?
I got the Seahawks, man.
The Seahawks.
Yeah, I think they have a solid offense, but their defense, I think, is really good. I've actually lost a bet because of the Seahawks. I thought the 49ers were going to beat the Seahawks, and as you know, it wasn't that way. Actually, no, that's not the. I actually won that bet.
Mm-hmm.
I lost the bet. Who did they play recently? Seahawks versus.
I don't know, bro. You're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah, my bad. I forgot who it was.
They're going against the Patriots, right?
Right now, yeah.
Yeah. For me, I know my wife wants to go for the Seahawks because of the color scheme of the uniform, I guess. She's like, I like the color scheme, so I'm going to go for that. And for me, I had a math teacher in 7th grade where we started like switching classes and all that. His name was Mr. Brown, and he had his whole room decked out with Seahawks, bro. Everything, like to the pencils on his desk, everything. And he was like a diehard Seahawks fan, so I guess I'm going for the Seahawks just because of that. Yeah, I don't really follow. I mean, I follow the Cardinals. That's about it, and the Packers. I'm a Packers fan, surprisingly enough. Just grew up with the NFL games and all that, and I always selected the Green Bay Packers. I don't know, I just always liked it, and then with Brett Favre and all that back in the day, and so then transitioned to Aaron Rodgers, and then I just always kind of stuck with them, and some members of my family too kind of stuck with them. And the Cardinals, I mean, come on, guys, what are we doing, Cardinals? Like, figure it out.
You got a new coach, so that's
good. Coach, hopefully.
Yeah,
and hopefully that helps.
It was Seahawks and the Rams. I lost that bet, but I really shouldn't be going for the Seahawks because they're our rivalry, like for sure, over any other team. So I shouldn't really be going for the Seahawks, but I mean, I can. I can be biased sometimes. But yes, the Cardinals, we're trash right now, but I think we're going to do better. I personally don't want K1. I'm not a big fan of Kyle Murray, but
really,
I mean, it is what it is.
Do you think we overpaid, bro?
Yeah. But I mean, I would like a different quarterback at this point, man. But it is what it is. If the coaching staff or the new coach can change things and work with Kyle Murray and make our team better, that's cool. You know,
I feel like the second string to Kyle Murray has been doing good, bro. Like from what I've seen, you know, I don't watch it, like football every Sunday or like every Thursday or whatever. Or Monday, whenever but when I do see a few clips of the I forget his name, but the second string for the Cardinals, I'm like, damn, like he's had some good, solid plays, I would say.
If I ever had any like deep questions about the Cardinals, you know what I'd ask?
What?
Jairi Jimenez, bro. My boy knows the in and outs of that team. Honestly, he should be the president of the Cardinals, bro.
I see
Shout
him
out to Jairi.
Yeah, I see him post on social media. We will bring guys a like sports kind of episode, but drop in the comments if you watched up to now. Like, what kind of episodes do you want to see in the future? If there's any topics that you want to see, maybe us share like our perspective on, drop it down in the comments so we kind of get an idea of what our viewers want to hear and want to listen to. But yeah.
Question for you, bro.
Yeah.
Before we get into our topics. Let's just say you were very athletic. You could have been a soccer player, football player.
I am athletic, bro.
My bad. Let's just say someone even more athletic. Would you choose soccer or football? Football or football?
Football or football. If the ball was on my court, just kidding. that was a bad dad joke. I would say probably soccer, bro.
Yeah.
Soccer. Only to have the opportunity to meet the greatest player of all time, which is Cristiano Ronaldo.
Dang.
If I could share the pitch with him, bro, even if I was goalie, even if I was defense, I don't care. That would be a win for me. I would retire at that point. What about you, bro?
Soccer, bro. I love soccer. That's my sport. Was my sport because I don't play much. But something cool. I rebuke that, bro. But you know, that's a big topic too. Is Ronaldo or Messi?
Yes.
You know,
stay tuned.
well, you said Ronaldo, right? As much as I dislike Argentina, Messi's the GOAT.
Yeah, you get into Messi?
Oh, for sure.
Ooh, stay tuned for the controversy on that chat.
But Argentina, man, I dislike Argentina.
Yeah.
No, Argentinians, like in general.
Just
the players, no, but the players in Argentina, they're crybabies, bro. Worst of the worst. But anyway, we can talk about that some other time. But I just wanted to ask you that. See,
that's an episode that's coming soon for sure. We have to, bro. We have to. So yeah, like I was mentioning, Super Bowl's around the corner. It's probably the biggest event in America. Obviously, besides like 4th of July and 9/11, like obviously like there's holidays that bring remembrance and stuff. But as far as America, it's kind of like, I would say, the World Cup, but for the United States, kind of. Not the same degree, obviously, but it's a big weekend. Usually, I remember we had the Super Bowl here a few years ago, and it was crazy, bro. Like, packed everywhere. I didn't go out that weekend because I'm like, no, that's a nightmare. But yeah, big event coming, and there's kind of just been like haters, bro, like left and right about this whole Bad Bunny situation. And the only reason I wanted to talk about it is because as a fan, in general, like as a fan of anybody, I don't think their skin color or their upbringing or their background should matter when it comes to. I get it. Some people are like, well, it's an American sport. It's in the United States. Why are they having somebody who's Latin or Hispanic background highlight one of the biggest events in the United States or whatever, as far as like the halftime show? And I'm just like, kind of in my head, I'm like, it's not that deep. Like, he's a good artist. He brings out good music. We just saw he won a bunch of Emmy Awards, like, and a bunch of Grammy Awards and all of that, right? And it's like, why are you going to come at him about his race or his background? Like, to me, it just seems a little silly. Like, a lot of people listen to his music, bro. Like, a lot. Like, obviously, he's a global superstar, you know? Like, there's people in China, there's people all over the world that listen to his music. And to me, I'm like, why do you make it about race? Or why do you make it about something that it has nothing to do with? You know, it's, I don't know. It's kind of interesting to me, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, I've seen different types of takes on it. Some people, they're upset because he's not an English speaker, or he's not going to do his show in English. It's going to be all Spanish, so people were upset about that. And also because supposedly he was going to do it with the dress, which I'm not for that either. Like, I don't want to see him in a dress. Like, and I mean, who knows? I didn't see him say that. I just saw, like, you know, people that don't like him say that he was going to do that. So I don't know if it's true or not. I don't want to see him with the dress. I mean, every Super Bowl has always had superstars, you know, perform. So why does it change because of Bad Bunny? You know what I mean? Like, in the global aspect, where the NFL's, you know, playing in, I think, in England, or they've played in England before, they've played in Brazil, they played in Mexico. So this is no longer an American sport. It's slowly becoming a global sport, you know, which a lot of people watch outside of the United States, which is good, and I think that's what they want, right? So you can't, in order to make those steps, you also got to understand that, you know, the people that they might use for certain things are not going to be affiliated to how you speak necessarily, how you look, right? I mean, so I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely not watching Kid Rock. That's who they're going to be using. I've heard one song from this guy years ago. I'm not listening to that. I'm going to watch the Super Bowl, and whatever's there, I'm watching, you know? I'm not going to tap into TPUSA or whatever they call it.
Turning Point, right?
Turning Point, like...
So how's that going to work, bro? I don't even know how that's going to work. They're going to have their own, like...
I don't even think they know how.
Yeah.
My bad. I don't know.
No, I know. But I heard that they're still going to do the show with Kid Rock, but I don't know how they're going to do it, like in between Bad Bunny's, before or after Bad Bunny's performance, or after the Super Bowl, or before, I don't know. But however that's going to work, it seems kind of like, how can I say it, like, when you don't give a kid what they want, but they still want to, like, find a way to get their way kind of thing. It's kind of like, yeah, cool, you guys are bringing Kid Rock, that's cool, but I didn't want to make it a racial thing, but they made it a racial thing. And it's like we've had other other halftime shows where there's been African American people. There's been rap, there's been rock, there's been Katy Perry, there's been Lady Gaga, and nobody has ever said anything like opposing to that. It's just like cool. They gave this person the opportunity this year. Like last year was Kendrick Lamar, you know, and I wasn't the biggest fan, but as far as like the performance or Usher, I didn't like Usher's either too much, but I was like cool. At least they gave him the opportunity to highlight, you know, but. For people to off the bat kind of come off and just be like, no, because of the language barrier. And I don't know if Bad Bunny really tweeted this or not, or really posted this or not, but he was like, if you don't know Spanish, then you have a few weeks to learn it. And I feel like most people listen to Bad Bunny more, obviously because if you speak Spanish, you're going to listen to the lyrics, but I think also people listen because of the rhythm, the different style of like songs that he brings in kind of into the table, so... if you have somebody that, you know, it's a creative, kind of like us, we're trying to start something, you know, we don't know how big this could make it, don't make it about race. Don't involve things that don't have to be involved in, you know? We're having a podcast, we're starting something fresh, something new. Just keep it at that versus like, oh, I don't want to follow them because, you know, Diego's Mexican or whatever, you know, baloney. Like, just support, just show love to people. I think that's so important now, bro, like, especially with, like, everything going on in the world, like just show love, just show support, even if you don't necessarily agree. You know, like there's sometimes that I don't agree with, you know, some of the halftime shows or some of the things that go on, but I still show support. You know, I still tune in, I still support and all that stuff. So I don't know, just something I guess I wanted to highlight.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a big topic right now, the whole Bad Bunny thing, and. I mean, if you want to watch it. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. Mm-hmm. You know, like, if you have the right, like, you can just walk out. But a lot of people will be watching. I don't think it's like that crazy. We've had secular artists singing for years at the Super Bowl, and now all of a sudden, like, you can't watch it? Like, come on.
Right.
You know, it's whatever. But, I don't know. I think it's a little silly, but we can move on from that.
Yeah. It's silly, but, you know how it is, bro.
Yeah. So the first question, bro, going right into it, wrote it down here is, does wanting money make you shallow or honest?
Wanting money make you shallow or honest? We wanted to kind of transition into money, kind of money talk.
Yeah, money talk.
Little segment. One more time, bro, with the question.
Yeah. Does wanting money make you shallow or honest?
I would say honest, bro. I would say honest because it's kind of hard to explain because it depends on the person. I've seen money change people, but just how I've also seen money change people. I've seen people who have money be the same, if that makes sense. Like I for those that don't know, right? For the last 9 or 10 years, I worked at the bank. I won't say what banks, but I worked at the bank, and I would see all kinds of people come through the door. Wealthy, non-wealthy. I would see wealthy people who were kind of, excuse the term, but like snobby or like kind of rude, or they expected things a certain way. And I've seen other rich people who come in a tank top, shorts, but they have millions of dollars in the bank and nobody would ever know. So I think it makes you more honest, bro, but there's a bad rep, I think, with a lot of the, especially right now with the whole Epstein situation, which we won't get into, but he was wealthy, right? And unfortunately he was doing like a lot of bad things with that wealth. So I think for the most part, it would be honest, bro. What about you?
I can see why people think shallow.
Mm-hmm.
Just, some people can act jerkish, and it definitely can change people in a bad way. But it can also change people to be better or good. I like to think that, like, if I became a trillionaire or millionaire tomorrow, I'd be giving some away. Because I believe I'm a giver. But, I think, I don't know. I don't think it's shallow.
What would be what would be one of the first things you would buy if you're rich? Like, I'm talking, like, you don't even have to check your account, bro. You're just rich. You're just rich.
Dang, man. Tomorrow, if that were to happen, I would definitely, like, talk to my wife, like, yo, what are we buying or what are we doing? I think the first thing I'm doing...
He would talk to his wife first. That's crazy.
I think probably paying off our debt.
Yeah.
Not that it's, like, a whole lot, but just no more, like, you know, what do you call it? No more...
like credit card debt?
No, what do you call it?
Stress.
Car loans.
Car loans.
Yeah, like the business truck and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just get it out the way, you know? So that, and then...
The fun stuff.
And then, I think that's when, probably buy our dream house in Arcadia. I love that area.
Yeah.
And then get my wife a Porsche or Mercedes Benz or something like that.
G-Wagon?
Whatever she wants.
Yeah.
You know, whatever she wants. If she can even ask like for something else, like whatever she wants, but we getting a Ferrari. No, man. I'm actually like, I love Ferraris. They look cool. They're all that. You know, they are dope and all that. I don't know if I would go Ferrari. I could go with something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for sure. Like I definitely want to take care of my family though, all around, both sides, mine, hers. Send everybody on a like. I was about to say mission trip on a vacation. Why not though?
Why not?
Send them to Hawaii. You know, I think that'd be cool to do like a little family trip, paid by by that.
That fund, trust fund.
wherever that's at. What about you, bro?
For me, bro. Thanks for asking. I appreciate it. Just kidding. For me, I think I would absolutely, bro. I've always told my wife this whenever we're like kind of working around the house or doing chores or something. Where we're both kind of like sweating and like I'm mopping or sweeping, and I told my wife the first thing I do when I get rich or I get well off, I'm getting a maid, someone to just take care of all this cleaning, and like sometimes we have to clean the sofa, like the covers, so we have to take off all the covers. Some are easy, some are not. So I'm like, we're getting a maid, and the second thing is I'm getting
a maid.
Yes, bro. I'm getting a chauffeur, bro. I love driving. But I think it would be so cool to show up somewhere and it's like, here, bro, take my keys, and then I just get off the car, and then I just go and have a good time and not worry about, like, driving after or anything. Just have somebody waiting outside for me. I think that would be so cool. Or if, like, I need to go get my kids picked up, I can just be like, hey, bro, can you go pick up my kids? And that person's, like, on a good payroll, taken care of. That would be, for sure, one of the first things. I'm kind of the same thing, bro. I'm not crazy about, like, sports cars. I think I would probably just buy, like, a nice family car. Or probably like a Lamborghini Urus, but not like any two-door. I don't know. I just feel like I'm too big for that. I'll probably buy like a nice truck, like a TRX or something, and that's it. I think I would be good with that. And that's what we say now, right? But it could always change. And then definitely buy my wife her like mom car, probably G-Wagon or something that I would feel proud of her driving. And kind of similar, bro. I would take my mom and my stepdad. Send them wherever they want to go in the world. Like, hey, what do you want to see in the world? You know, whether it's Spain, Europe, I don't know, China, the Great Wall of China or something. And I would do all expenses paid.
Nice. Wherever
you want, or if you want to leave for a month or 6 months, all expenses paid. Go visit the world. Same with my suegra. You know, have her kind of all go together and stuff. And then obviously, help the church and help those people around me. But immediately, I think I made a chauffeur and some nice, I guess, cars. I don't know about a mansion, bro. I don't know. Like, I feel like it's too much, and it's only 3 of us right now. We'll probably, like, upgrade maybe to a 2-story house. Or maybe just pay off this current house to 0. I don't know. It would be nice to think about or to dream about. Right.
I think us as, like, Mexicans, we always think about our family, too.
Yeah.
You know, like you no tomamos el paso sin pensar en pensar en la familia. You know, and I think that's good.
And in the bank, bro, I would see the opposite. I would see that as soon as somebody would pass, bro, the sons were there. I've never met them. The next day they would be there. hey, like, how can I claim my dad's account or my dad's money? And it was always like awkward. Like, you're not on the account, you're not a beneficiary, so it can't really help you, or give you any information. But yeah, shout out to our Mexican people, bro, Hispanic people, bro. Always thinking about each other.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, I'm sure we have a lot of selfish people in our culture.
Everybody.
Right, but overall, I want to say that a lot of us do think about our family.
Mm-hmm.
When you were saying like that, you know, so you worked at the bank, you saw some people claim their dad's accounts the next day or whatever. It'd be crazy or funny, like if they talk to a lawyer, like, hey, you're not on the will.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't getting nothing, boy.
And sometimes it was like that, bro. Like I had a client who unfortunately passed, and he had like over 15 rental properties, bro. Damn. And his son came in the next day or within that week, excited because he was gonna take over everything, and the will that we had on file was the most up to date one, and it didn't include his name at all. And he was just like, I guess it's my fault because I never had that relationship with my dad. And I was like, awkward.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta take care of your parents and, you know, be nice to them. But I'll be honest, I don't really like to think about those things. I know at some point it's a reality, right? But I'd rather not, like, ever, like, because my dad's mentioned some things before, like, oh, the day I die, I'm like, you're not dying anytime soon, Dad. You got 50 years, you know.
That's one thing that, bro, it terrifies me, bro. It terrifies me. I don't know why. Like, I talk to my wife, and she seems more secure. Obviously, like, we're faith-based. We believe that, you know, if we live a good life, an honest life, if we try to live according to the Word of God, like, we'll make it to heaven. But part of me is like, not that I'm doubting God or doubting anything, but I'm just saying, let's just say 1% that's not true. Like, where do I go once I'm dead? You know, and then yesterday, I took my baby to my mom's because I had a shoot when I went to Casa Grande. I came back, picked up my baby at my mom's, and I noticed my mom's hands were changing already, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, they were getting older and more, like, mature, I guess you could say. Versus, like, a few years ago, you could still kind of tell they were on the younger side, but now I can kind of see the aging. And I was like, man, it's going to hit me hard, you know what I mean? Like, again, I like to not think about that, but like you said, it's unfortunately going to come to everybody. And I was holding my baby in the living room. I was just feeding her a bottle, and I was thinking to myself, like, life is so short, bro. It comes and goes so fast. And I was just thinking about my baby. I'm like, by the time you're 30, I'm gonna be 60 already, and I'm like, and I'm gonna be pretty much like on my way out. A lot of people think that 50 years old is half of your life because everybody thinks they're gonna live to 100 or more, but the reality is, like, once you hit 30, that's kind of more half, because most people don't live more than 65, 60, 70, 80 sometimes. So it kind of like hit me, and it kind of did this thing where it fueled me a little bit, where I was like, you know what? I got to go harder now on my business. I got to go harder on my podcast, on this, you know, on everything, to try to set my family up in the future for better, you know, because the day that I'm not here, bro, like, I want to leave a decent amount of properties behind. I want to leave a decent amount of money so people are comfortable. Like, I know they say, like, the only legacy that matters is God's, you know, legacy, which I respect that, but I also want to leave something to where they're like, hey, like, I want to leave my footprint on this earth, bro. Mm-hmm. I want people to be like, hey, I knew Diego, and he was awesome. He did this, he did that. He got to grow his social media. He got to travel the world doing what he loved. He got to give to the poor, or whatever the case may be. You know, like, I want to leave a good footprint. Like, for example, I think of people like Mr. Beast. Like, he'll live on forever, bro. Nobody will ever forget who he is because the impact he's done, you know, in the world. Or like Michael Jackson, you know, like how good his music was even till today. Like, he's passed for a while now, and people still honor, like, his legacy and his music and stuff. That's kind of what I want to do as far as, like, for me. Because I don't want to, like I said, death just scares me when I get to there. I'm like, dang, like, I don't want to have any regrets, bro. You know?
Yeah, it's always it's one of those conversations that just put things in perspective, and it always, you know, makes you realize certain things, and, you know, enjoy your families, enjoy your loved ones now.
I have the perfect thing for that. When you said enjoy your families, because we're on the money topic, right?
Yeah.
Do you believe you should enjoy your money or save it, bro?
I think a little bit of both. You know, do what you want to do with it. Travel, buy yourself the cars or the house or whatever you want. You know, and save some for the future so you can, you know, take care of yourself. Obviously, in our culture, we see a lot of parents living with their kids because we don't believe in what do you call it? Nursing home, or what do you call it? Nursing homes?
Yeah, nursing homes or like retirement homes.
Yeah, like I'm not saying you don't see that, but you not as much so.
Right.
You don't see our parents and Mexican parents in nursery homes.
Yeah, very little.
Either they've gone back to the motherland, or they're living with their kids. And respect to whatever people do. I'm just saying
whatever you decide is fine, but for me, I'm gonna take care of my
parents. Yeah, and like that's what we see. Like I have a family member who has a nursery home, and I think they see a lot of Caucasian families, and there's nothing wrong with that. They do what they think is best.
Right.
Just in their culture, we're just very family oriented, and we want to be the one to be there for our parents.
Yeah.
You know, and but respect to your decisions, but I would definitely be taking care of our parents.
Yeah.
Me and I have a few siblings, and so does my wife. So, it just we can share.
Yeah. I always told my mom, and I've told my suegra, like, you have a room here. No matter how big my family gets, you have a room here. Don't worry, in case things don't work out. You have somewhere to stay. But with the question I asked, bro, like, I'm definitely somebody who thinks, like, enjoy your money. Like, it's not every day that you get to buy yourself something nice or buy yourself something that you like. So if you can, try to stay out of debt, obviously,
Yeah, right.
But if you can, go and buy, as you can probably see, bro, like, I love shoes. And it's gotten me in trouble a few times, but there's times that I'm just like, sorry, dude, like, this might have been kind of something more pricey, or like it's harder for me to explain later. But I'm like, it's just, it's my one thing that I have. Like, I have pairs of shoes, bro, that, again, we'll probably get into another day, but I have pairs of shoes that are meaningful. Like, they have a story behind it. And there's sometimes that I'm just like, I really want this shoe, and I think I've worked hard. I think I've earned it. So I'm just going to buy it. I don't care the price tag. Not saying that I'm going to spend, thousands of dollars on a shoe, but more than your average person, which I feel like your average person is spending anywhere from $40 to $80 on shoes. I spend probably a little bit more than that just because I have this thing for shoes, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I just really like it. So yeah, enjoy your money. Try to stay out of debt. But spend it. But also, at the same time, to your point, it's a little bit of both. Like, try to save some money for a rainy day because you don't never know what's gonna come.
Yeah. I still remember something one of my family members mentioned to me. Like, when an inconvenience situation happens and you got money to cover it, instead of complaining about it, be happy that you can actually take care of it.
Right.
Because when you can't take care of it, that sucks, For example, when we first got married, my wife had two tires blew out.
Oh.
And I was like, dang, like, this sucks, But I was like, dang, like, I'm just glad that I can pay for that. I know it sounds like it's tires, you can replace it $50, $100 or whatever, but I mean, that's for a used tire. If you're getting new tires, like, if two of them, if you had two blowouts, you need to switch them all because it's going to happen. So,
and you might as well because you're already there.
Right. So I was just very grateful that we were able to do that, when, just want to change the perspective on things. When something happens to you, it's not the end of the world. If you got money to cover the cost, don't complain about it. Like, God has blessed you. You have money to pay for it. There's no need to complain about it. Things things happen in this world, and just be happy you can cover it. which will take us into the question that
absolutely.
we have.
Let's do it, bro.
Does money buy happiness, man?
Ooh. What a beautiful question, bro. I don't think it buys happiness 100%, but I would say it can take you to happy places. Like, for example, me and my wife haven't been to Disneyland yet just because we haven't made the time or the effort to go.
Yeah.
But I'm sure if we spent a little more than maybe we'd like to, we could go and be, happy and have a good time, especially now that we have a daughter. Take her to her first Disneyland trip. But I don't think that it is the means for happiness. I'm telling you this because, again, through the bank and all those experiences that I saw at the bank, I saw people that were wealthy, bro. I'm talking about like 10 million and up. And they were still like, they would come into the bank, their family, their kids, they didn't really visit them. They didn't really care for them. They would just kind of ask for a transfer here and there or ask for things. So that's where I kind of learned that perspective of like, you know what, maybe money doesn't buy happiness, But I think it can take, like I said, it can take you to happy places, but I don't think it's the root of happiness. Like, if you ask me, there's some times that I'll provide the smallest thing for my wife, like you said, the whole tire situation, or like, even if I can like get her car washed, or sometimes for my wife, and sometimes, right, not all the time, but sometimes before she goes to work, I'll take her car, go gas it up, bring it back, and just being able to provide that a little bit brings me so much happiness, more than I could say like I've experienced in other experiences in my life. That didn't have to do with money, if that makes sense. But what about you, bro? Do you think it buys happiness?
I have a similar answer to yours. I think it helps you with your life, like in situations where there's inconveniences, like blowouts, or not even blowouts. Your engine goes out.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? You're repairing your engine, or are you buying a new vehicle? You know what I mean? And I'm not saying like you're gonna buy a new truck cash, and if you can do that, that's amazing. But I mean, if you're gonna get a little beat up car, used car, maybe not beat up car, but just like a used car, maybe you can pay cash for it. But I think it definitely helps out to have a lot of money. I think if someone tells you that, you don't need, if someone tells you like the opposite, you're like, no, no ocupas dinero, like this and that. It's like they might not have ever had a lot to begin with. You know, like you got to understand like where the opinion's coming from. Maybe talking to people that are, millionaires, they'll give you a different perspective. If you talk to somebody who, lives paycheck to paycheck, they might tell you, man, I wish I was a millionaire too, or, it just depends. Everybody's different. But I do think that money helps out with you being happy, in the sense of like, if you can take care of a situation that, needs a lot of money, then you're not going to be sad. So since you're not sad, you're going to be happy. You know what I mean? Right. So like, it doesn't necessarily buy you happiness, but it helps you stay there. You know what I mean? Yeah,
like a lot of our moments, I think, that me and my wife have shared have been at home where we don't spend, but also have been where we spent. Like when we've gone somewhere, like for example, the honeymoon, we spent somewhat of a decent amount when we went to Hawaii. And it was like we're having the time of our lives, because we spend a little bit more than usual, or like sometimes on trips to California, or sometimes even locally, going somewhere like not inexpensive, like if we go on a Dutch run, or if we go to our favorite like steakhouse, like that's enough for us to feed our tank,
Yeah.
But again, through the bank, bro, I've seen it all, man. I've seen it all. So I would definitely say, like I said, it takes you to happy places, but I don't think it's happiness at its fullest.
When I worked at the bank, when I would see those high balance accounts, it wasn't. That was funny, but the accounts that I saw with high balance accounts, it's hard to know what this if they are or aren't, but it sounded like they weren't straight men.
Yeah.
a lot of these high balance accounts, bro, I saw from more feminine men, which is really crazy. Yeah, and it sounds. How can you tell that? It's just with the voice. I just could tell they're feminine, and there was some high balance accounts. I was like, damn, like that's crazy. I don't know.
For me, it was the opposite. I feel like it was mostly straight men that I would see. Not that it matters, obviously, right? But just since you brought it up, mostly like straight men or like men who had multiple women, unfortunately. And you could kind of tell on the situation, or men that I would see that would travel the world and do like inappropriate things and stuff, and maintain different stuff like that. But yeah, I've seen it all, bro, at the bank and stuff. So shout out to all the bank employees if you're watching. I used to be there. If you can get out, get out.
Get out now. What do you think about the statement that says being broke is more expensive than being rich?
Just off the top of my head, I think.
Do you think that's true?
I think it can be. It can be because, oh yes, I have the perfect answer for this. It just came to me. I think sometimes people try to cut corners and like, I'll just go get it at the segunda, you know, or I'll go get, versus getting a car at the dealership, I'll get a car, like you said, kind of cash or on OfferUp or Facebook. No shade to those places, right? Or those people who get cars there. Obviously, we all have different opportunities and walks in life. But I'm the kind of person that I'd rather spend the right amount to get the right job done than go through someone who's cheaper or something that's cheaper and end up paying double. That's where I think being cheap, or, well, I guess it's more being broke, can be like more expensive versus just saving a little bit of money. Because at the dealership, they can really work a deal with anybody. Like, you just have to have somewhat of a decent credit score. And you don't even need to put that much money down, you know? Yeah. If you guys don't know this, a lot of the down payment goes to the reps. So don't be going in there giving $10,000 down payments or $5,000 down payments. Just $1,000, and or even in my case, I've gone to a dealership and given nothing because I'm like, I already know that majority of it goes to the rep. I'm like, I'm not gonna give him my money just like that, you know?
I know that.
So, I think in most cases, you end up paying more if you go the cheaper route. So just bite the bullet, just as much as it hurts, spend a decent amount on everything. Like, for example, having a house now, I've been able to see why people hire landscapers, because for me, I think of everything as a business owner, right? Because unfortunately, or fortunately, depending how you see it, I'm a business owner, and for me, my time is everything. My time is very valuable. My time is money, literally how they say. So when I put into calculation how long it's going to take me to pull the weeds, how long it's going to take me to do all of that, I'd rather spend the money to have Abe and his company come out and pull the weeds or put the chemical, whatever that's required to eliminate that issue, versus me taking 3 to 4 hours, I don't know how long it takes to do that myself, you know? And so I think if that's you, if that's somebody who, I'm not saying that anybody's broke or trying to be mean or nothing, but if you're in that same cycle, maybe look at your spending habits, maybe look at what you're doing, that kind of is keeping you in that cycle. If you have to sacrifice weekends out, if you have to sacrifice, a lot of us, you know, after church, we go out to eat. You know, if you have to sacrifice some of those things, sacrifice them. And you don't have to give a reason to people. Yeah. You can just simply be like, hey, like, I'm just trying to budget a little more. I'm just trying to cut down on some things that are unnecessary expenses. And that's it. You don't have to give anybody an explanation. Or you can just simply say, I want to go home and spend the night in. What about you, bro?
Yeah, I like what you said. So time is money. Like, you know, at some point you get so busy that you don't have time to do it on your own. You gotta hire somebody else, and if you have, you know, if you have the means for that, you know, you can pay for that, and that's good, right? Like, creating yourself, you create your time by, you know, hiring somebody to do what you might be doing. You're like, no, I'm gonna get somebody to do it, and now you got more time. And I think, I want to say the older I get, I'll probably be doing that more because I want to be with my wife. I want to be with my kids, her kid, but we want to have more kids. So, you know, I might be paying for more services in the future. We'll see. You know, but yeah, time is money. That's the reality of things. So don't. I mean, if you got the means, pay for that. You know, if you have the comfort and the means to do it, do it. But what I was gonna say is, so the statement is, being broke is more expensive than being rich. There's a financial part. There's materialistic part aspect to it, but there's also like a health perspective to it. If you decide that you're gonna eat out of China every day, you're gonna spend more money on the long run on your health, doctor visits and all that. But if you focus on eating better, in the long run you won't be seeing doctors as much. You won't have to be paying them potentially, right? I mean, we know that there's genetics and sometimes you inherit certain diseases or conditions. Yeah. So, but I think in the long run, like you do end up, it's more expensive if you're not careful with your health, which we talked about this earlier. Like, we need to jump on that.
I just think it has so much to do with our culture, bro. Like, I love Hispanic culture because I'm Hispanic, but like, bro, whenever we sit down to eat, like, for example, my mom's, we sit down to eat, there's tortillas, there's Coke, there's Sprite, there's like 4 different types of sodas. If my mom made tortas, like, I'm doubling up, sometimes tripling up on a torta, and it's like, bro, like, I gotta have more self-control. Like, yesterday I went over when I dropped off the baby, and I was like, Mom, I know you made tortas, I just want one. She's saying, no más una, mijo. I'm like, she was like, cómete otra. I'm like, no, I can't. And she's been eliminating soda too, and she's been seeing like a crazy, like, she's lost a lot of weight. And I'm like, see, Mom, like, just starting to eliminate those little things, because if we had a carne asada, for example, like, everybody comes over, who's bringing the sodas, who's bringing the tortillas de harina and the maíz and pollo and carne asada and sausage links and everything. Next thing you know, it's this big old like feast for like 3 or 4 people, and you end up eating more than you should have. You end up drinking 2-3 cans of soda than you should have. And like you said, because of the condition or because of the culture, a lot of our Hispanic culture are like, well, they take it day by day. Well, today, I can afford a Coke. Tomorrow, quien sabe, but today I'm going to go and today, like, que nunca falten las tortillas, que nunca falten los huevos, que nunca falte those things that don't help us, versus, like, I told my mom, like, making those little changes, taking out the soda, taking out the tortillas, taking out the bread, or if you need to do bread, do wheat bread and stuff like that. That my mom's been noticing. She's like, our culture is kind of like, it's good. Obviously, we have a culture that's giving. We have a culture that wants to involve, like, the family, bring the family together. But like, seeing some of the American folks, like at the bank and stuff. Like, I used to have this coworker who, he would always bring a ham and cheese sandwich every day, bro. Every single day, and he would just have a water from the bank. That's it. And he was in good shape. And I'm like, I would look at my lunch, bro, 15-piece from Wingstop, fries, and a Coke, bro, all the time. Or like McDonald's or something. It's like, at the long run, like you said, limiting my thinking and being broke and staying broke could have its consequences, to your point,
Yeah, and, man, it's so hard to, like, lay off certain things, the Mexican food, like, certain things, right? Or just limiting it, I remember when my first job, bro, I had at Walgreens. I was on, I already forgot where it was at, but it was either on 51st or 59th at McDowell. There was a Walgreens there. I was an employee there. I remember this coworker of mine on his lunch break, he would always buy 1 liter and drink it.
A Coke? Or like
soda? Coke but he would always be soda. Like, always buy 1 liter at his breakers or his lunch. And he would drink it all, bro. A soda a day.
Wow.
1 liter, bro.
Damn.
It was, I couldn't believe it. I was just like, dang, man, like, I like soda, but not like that, It was just, I was thrown off by that.
Yeah.
But in the long run, it will get you, man. Everything does what you do now, you'll see later. Whether that's, exercising.
Kind of scared me, bro.
Well, let's jump on it, bro.
Yeah. Why do you think it's so hard, bro, to lose like the soda, to lose like those things? Because I've heard like mentally what it does for you is it does like this instant gratification thing where you're like, you want soda, you're craving soda, and it tastes good, it's gonna make you feel good.
Yeah.
But in you know it's not good for you. But for example, bro, if I sit down and we're having a carne asada, or we're having any type of meal, I'm like, oh, I want like a cold Coke, bro.
Yeah.
Like not freezing cold, but almost there.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, like that hits, bro.
That hits.
But I'm always like, why am I doing this to myself if I know it's bad?
Yeah. It's just a lack of discipline.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't say no,
Mm-hmm.
or we can't limit ourselves. Like, it's tough. Like I've heard people say like, oh, nomás dos tortillas. They're on the sixth one. They're like, man, like it's tough. And especially in the Mexican culture, like we gotta have tortillas. Like there's not a situation where you don't. Like some of us eat even caldo with tortillas. We roll that thing up.
Oh, yeah.
If you know, you know.
Yes.
Caldo de whatever.
The pollo, the res, whatever.
The fideo. But it's tough, man. It really is. But the next question that I have for us, bro, I know we're kind of close to our cutoff time. And I think it's a really good one, man. I just think we're living in different times. Like back in the day, kind of what we had talked about in the other podcast is like, there's a lot of machismo back in the day.
Yeah. Oh.
But it's a little different now, 2026.
2026.
So the question is, are men still expected to be providers even when women earn more?
Your little smile.
I think I've had this conversation with a few gentlemen, different ages, and I'm respectful of people's opinions. I don't look at anybody bad if they choose to be a home dad, if they choose to go the different route where the wife's what do you call it? Home
the
wife?
sole provider or home housewife,
whichever one, whoever makes more money. But it's up to you guys. I think as a man, I'm always inclined to be a provider. But if I was in a situation where my wife is making the M's,
the M's,
I would be a home dad, but inside of me, like I'm a provider, so I'm always trying to look on how we can, make extra money and stuff like that. I mean, we have the business, so I just focus on the business. But if I had a 9-to-5, like, not just because I want to be the provider, but as a provider, the natural thing to do is to provide and put your family in a good situation where, you have enough, or you have savings, you have things for your future. I think we'd be a fool to not look for our future, or set yourself up for your future. I don't think this idea that we shouldn't try to have a lot of money. I think it's a silly statement, because you need money. You need a lot of it in this world, and I just say everything's more expensive now.
Right.
In order to buy a house, you need to have a good down payment. Yes, there are down what do you call it? Down payment systems, but it's really hard to get in a house, and also just having a car, everything's expensive. So you should have that ambition to make more money so that you're in a good situation. I don't think it's wrong to want to have more money, because I've heard that before, ¿para qué quieres tanto dinero?
Or whatever.
Which is true,
yeah.
But while we're here,
right.
I don't think God is made us to be, what do you call it? Just, I don't know how you say it. Just to live a life with no ambition.
Right.
I think God has given us a spirit of ambition, whether that's soul, for finding, saving souls and stuff like that, bringing souls to Him.
Absolutely.
But also at the same time, also, creating a good foundation in finances for you and your family and your kids. Like, if you want to put your kids in a private school, which I would like to, in a Christian school, you got to pay for that.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, everything's expensive. So, there's nothing wrong with wanting more money. I don't think if someone's telling you that you shouldn't have that mindset or that idea, I think you need to just read some proverbs. You might learn some stuff in there. But yeah, so that's just my perspective. What do you think, bro?
I just think that mentality kind of comes. I mean, we both grew up Christian. We grew up in the church, and I think that kind of comes from the church, or like where their fear of the older generation, being afraid of us getting lost or being afraid of us getting caught up in the money. Because kind of same thing with my mom when I started my business. She was kind of like, pues, échale ganas, mijo, like, you can do it, I believe in you. She was like, but don't forget about God, like, in the process. And I was like, well, I won't forget about God. I'm like, but if I do well, like, I want to do well for me and my family, and so we can be comfortable, She's like, yeah, but it was kind of always like a pero, about money. And I think it kind of comes from that verse that comes like, well, all the root of all evil comes from money. And it's like, I get it. Like, if it could get to your head and get to your head easily, because I've seen it. But I think it's situational, right? It all depends on who has access to that money. Like, I'm sure if you hit the lottery versus me or versus my neighbor hitting the lottery, we're all going to react differently to all of that. But definitely I agree, like, don't limit yourself to the amount of money that you make. Try to work hard. Like the Word of God says, be fruitful and multiply, right? It doesn't just apply to like having kids. Obviously that is talking more to like having kids, but I also think it has an application towards like your day-to-day life. As like you said, as men, we're providers and we want to do the best job that we can do. So if you have a good job, if you get a good opportunity, take it. But more on the actual question itself, when it comes to if women are providers, I think it's more of an ego thing. I think for men, if you have a high ego, it's going to hurt you. But if you have a good communication with your spouse and good connection, I think there's a middle ground of understanding. Because for example, in my case, when I was at the bank, I was making, I would say, okay money. But obviously my wife went to school, she's a nurse, so like obviously she was making a few dollars more than me, but I was still expected to be the provider. Like if in the event something happened, like I was still gonna be the one going to work when she didn't. If she wanted to, or like once she played a prank on me, and she was like, hey, like I didn't talk to you. We're kind of sitting in the living room, and she's like, I'm gonna quit. And my heart dropped, bro. I was like, what do you mean you're gonna quit? And she's like, yeah, I'm gonna quit. I know these are our expenses. I know how expensive things are, but I don't want to work anymore. And I'm like, all right, cool. What I did immediately was I downloaded the Lyft driver app, because I used to do Lyft on the side here and there, and I was like, all right, I guess I'm going back to Lyft on my free time, But I told her, no matter what, I have to figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not on you. Again, it depends on your dynamic at home. We also talked about the opposite. We're like, what if you stayed home and I was just the sole provider? I'm like, I think that would work for a little bit, but I would still want to do something. Like, I could never just stay home and watch the baby and that's it. I would always want to find some way to make extra income. Because naturally, like you said, as men, naturally we're just providers. So no matter what, whether it's protection, whether it's providing a meal, whether it's providing security, safety, whatever, we're always going to want to provide something. Yeah. And so I think just automatically, like, gender roles will lead to that way. But I've always told my wife, the day you don't want to work anymore, don't. She wants to use, obviously, like her her degree to its full potential, right? And even maybe look for more. And I always tell her, yeah, do it. And whenever you want to stop, stop. You're not required to. I'm like, but if you want to keep going and even become a doctor and make way more money than me, I support it 100%. And she's like, one time she was like, what if I wanted you to stay home? I'm like, cool. But I would still do my photography and videography stuff, you know? Even though she might be like, well, I don't need your income. I would still do it just because as men, I don't think we can stay around and just lay around and do nothing, you know?
Right, like, let's just say that for whatever reason, there's no more jobs out there, and like, hey, the only jobs are physical labor jobs. Like, I'm not sending my wife out there. Like, I remember one time she's like, hey, like, can I go work with you? I'm like, you are never seeing
a yard,
a lawnmower.
Mm.
You're never gonna push one. Like, I'm not because I don't want her to, like, in the sense of like, you don't know how, because I can teach her that.
Yeah.
But I couldn't. I wouldn't be able to see my wife doing that. Like, that's not cool.
Do you think it's because it makes you feel less of a man?
No. The kind of like what I told myself, like, my wife will never have to.
It's like a promise you made to yourself?
Yeah, like, because she stopped working 3 years ago. I was like, yeah, I need you, like, working for the business, like, you know, all the stuff in the background.
Logistics and all.
Yeah, like, you know, invoicing, messaging clients, messaging
nice.
Third parties, stuff like that. Like, I can't do everything, and I needed her. So I was like, hey, like, you know, we're good. Like, if you quit, we're good, you know?
Wow, praise God.
And so, yeah, my wife has been working for our business in the last 2-3 years. Obviously, my function's outside, you know, actual labor. It's not like that no more. I'm not always out there like I used to be,
right.
But I'm still out there. I like being out there with the guys. But yeah, so like for me, it was a privilege to be able to do that. You know, retire her, like you might say. But it's just I just couldn't see my wife pushing the lawnmower. Even if she wanted to, I'm like, no, like I always told myself, like, you're never gonna have to do that. You know,
that's awesome.
So it's I like where we're at, and I mean, at the end of the day, your best business partner will always be your wife. She'll, you know, sometimes, you know, they don't know everything about the business, like
the ins and outs.
Like, she knows a good portion, but like as far as making the call on certain like things on the job, she doesn't know because she's never fully been out there. But I still ask her for her opinion on some things, or on a lot of things, and sometimes they're good, and sometimes it's not the right course of action. But I always appreciate, you know, her giving her best intent on, you know, giving me advice on certain things. Like, I need her, and she needs me. Like, so it's amazing being able to, you know, have your wife work for the business.
Yeah, shout out to the wives, bro, because they see a side of us that not a lot of people see.
Yeah.
You know, a vulnerable side, or they see. Sometimes I'm stressing, bro, because the photographer that I took to help me on this wedding did a horrible job, or did like not a horrible job, but like didn't live up to my expectations, or they kind of set me up for failure. And now I'm thinking, how am I going to fix this? You know, and I'm sharing with my wife. Or sometimes I'll come home from a long day. Sometimes my weddings are 6, 8, 10 hours, sometimes 12 hours if the client wants to like upgrade it at the moment. And I'll get home after a 12-hour day, 10-hour day, and I'm just venting and dumping everything on her. And I'm like, I'm sorry to do this. I just like, I can't talk about it in the moment. Obviously, like I'm focused on my clients' weddings and stuff. And now I'm just getting home to you and I'm just dumping and I'm sorry. But the good thing is she just listens. She's just like, okay, cool. And then she'll tell me, well, next time maybe do this or maybe try this. And she helps me cover my blind spot. I think that's something that I really appreciate from your partner. So like, if you're a business owner and you're watching this, or even if you have just a regular job and maybe one day you aspire to be a business owner, both if you're a wife or husband or boyfriend or girlfriend, or even single, support your partner. Even if, like, I can't stress how important that is, bro, for me. Like, sometimes I'll just text my wife, like, hey, like, this is the situation. this is what needs to happen. This is what I'm gonna do. Okay, cool. Communicating, right? Or sometimes she's just like, I think you should. The best course of action is this, and I'm like, okay, I'll put it through the filter and kind of weigh out the options. But like I said, kind of in the last episode, bro, like there's so much that goes with like who you marry and how much they support you. So again, if you're single, if you're a wife, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, support your partner no matter what they do, what business venture they're on. If they're selling tomatoes in the corner, you never know what that business can turn into just naturally, but also if you support them, it's like it goes that much more further for me. Like I tell my wife, like I said, you liking my stuff, reposting my stuff, or simply like the other day she was like, hey, like I give you free advertisement. I'm like, what do you mean? She was like, I was talking with somebody at the hospital, and they needed a photographer, and I just threw her name in there. Like, well, my husband, takes photos if you're ever interested. And that to me is like she passed on my business card to a few people, and to me that's huge, bro. Like I don't know how to put it all into words, because it's such an impact that a partner can make on your husband or wife if they decide to start a business and you just support them, bro. It means everything for me, you know. 100%. And like for your wife to be your backbone and to be doing like some of the logistical stuff and the behind the scenes stuff, dude, I'm sure that makes you feel like complete. It makes you feel like full and like your business is thriving, you know?
Yeah. And, your wives see the real Diego, the real Abraham.
Yeah.
And the frustrations, the tears, because I think when people say like, oh, when they mention like, I cried or whatever, they don't believe it, but there's been some tears.
Oh yeah.
And it's been, sometimes it's tears out of frustration, it's tears out of happiness, it's tears out of just lack of something in the business. And you're constantly growing with owning a business. You're always having to upgrade.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about materialistic things. I'm talking about like the way you think, the way that you go about your business. Like it's not a one size fits all. You gotta keep
always
on
learning. Yep.
Yeah, keep on learning different things, and you won't know till you're actually in it. But like respect to business owners, entrepreneurs, all that really are trying to make it in the world. Like I told my wife, like, hey, like obviously we're taking on this, this landscaping thing, and we've been doing it for a while now. But what do you want?
Right.
Do you want something else?
Exactly.
And I'm like, whatever you want to do, let me know. Think about it, and we'll invest into that. I look at bizbuysell.com or .net. They sell businesses on there, so we'll be looking on there, or I'll be looking on them. Like, hey, are you interested in a coffee shop? Are you interested in this?
That's so
laundromat,
cool.
all these things, and I mean they're expensive, but like I want her to also feel like she's also embarking on something that she's always wanted to. Like I was like, hey, like whatever you want. Like if you want to do like what do you call it? Like a beauty thing with like makeup or lipstick, whatever it is.
Yeah.
A bit like podcast, or not necessarily podcast, but like where girls go on YouTube and they do feedback. I was like, I'll buy you the camera. Like whatever it is, I'm down. Like I want you to also
crazy,
live a dream. Like I always wanted to be a business owner. Always. I didn't know what.
Too.
When I was young, I was like,
oh my god, yes.
And we're living it,
Yeah, and I told my wife the same thing, bro. I find it interesting that you said that, because I told my wife, like, it's cool, you got your degree, I respect that. Obviously, like, I want you to use it. I'm like, but is that your dream? Is that what you want to do? What does my wife want to do? And she was like, I don't know. Like, I'm kind of trying to still figure it out. Like, so far, she loves nursing because all her life, she has a big family. So for a large part of her life, she was taking care of family members and doing this, and that. So she loves it and she enjoys it, but I always tell her, I'm like, I think there's still more to you. There's still more to develop in you. And I think that you have more to give. I'm like, because we see business as one thing from this side, and they sometimes see it as like 9 to 5 kind of mentality. So I tried to kind of spread to her like you could be doing less sometimes and making more, you know. And I told her the same thing, like whatever you want to do, like let's look into it. You have my full support, you know. I just don't want to see her like one day get into like tired of the nursing thing and be like, oh, what do I do now, you know? Or like if she wants to stay home, I'm like, well, take advantage of that time and see what business like you could start, you know.
Yeah.
We'll go at it together, and I think that there's nothing more stronger, bro, than just two people, you know, married couple going at that one goal together, dude. Unstoppable, bro. I'm telling you because I've seen it with this house. I've seen it with the house that we have, right? I've seen it with everything, like little projects, backyard projects, stuff like that. That I'm like, let's get it. Let's set the goal. Let's set the timeline, and let's go after it. You know. And by the grace of God, we've been able to reach some things here and there. We're not where we want to be, but we're holding steady, I would say. You know? Yeah. So if I also want to take this time to say, like, if you're a business owner, or not, if you're not a business owner, and you're thinking of starting one, do it. Do it. I can't say it enough. Like, I left the bank in May of last year. For many reasons. One of the reasons was I was tired of the 9 to 5 life. But I remember I had an assistant manager that was like, if you're like complaining so much about being here, like, then why don't you just leave? And that struck a huge chord in me, bro. And I was like, you know what? You're right, because I don't want to be surrounded by people like you. And I remember once I was speaking to a client, and I didn't mean that in a rude way to her. I was just kind of saying it in my mind. And I remember I sat in front of a client, bro. He was wealthy at this other bank that I used to work at. And we were working out of these trailers because the branch was under construction. And he had money, but he was one of those guys that just dressed regular t-shirt. You could never tell. But I remember I would always pick their brain, bro. When I was sitting in front of either couples who had been married for years, or I would pick the brains of millionaires, and I would just be like, what got you to this point? And there were several that I met, but this guy was just like, I knew since the beginning, like you said, I wanted to be a business. He's like, I just didn't know what until I started, you know, diving into different things. And I was like, why do I feel trapped in here at the bank? Why do I feel like I have more to give, but like I just feel like I don't belong here? And he's like, you feel that way because you're a natural born entrepreneur. Nobody can give you that. He's like, you're born with that. And you feel that way because you know you have more to give. You know you have more to do in this life versus just being in these four walls. Yeah. And he's like, no disrespect, and same thing for me, no disrespect if you're a 9 to 5 or if you like that life, that's good. He's like, but I think you have more to give. He's like, so find that thing that you're passionate about and go after it every single day. Show up for yourself, for your business. And he's like, and because of that same mentality, just showing up every morning, doing the work that is required, he's like, fast forward now, like, you know, multi-millionaire, comfortable. And he's like, and I think you could do it too. You have the hunger, you have the passion. He's like, just by the questions you're asking me, he's like, I can tell you're ambitious and you're looking for something else. He's like, just do it, bro. And when that girl, that assistant manager told me that, I was like, now's the time. Now's the time. I told my wife, I'm like, no more looking back. I didn't want to get to my 60s or 70s and think to myself, I never pursued it. You know, and live with that regret. Right. I knew it was going to kill me. So I was like, I'm just going to dive full like force and let's see what happens, you know. And luckily I was able to link up with the realtor at the time who was able to kind of help me, because it's still kind of like on the money topic, you know. Who was kind of able to help me fund myself for a little bit and then still explore other projects and stuff. And now February of the next year, bro, I'm still doing my own thing. Nice. And so to anybody out there, if you're thinking to start a business, whether it's a small coffee shop, whether it's a lemonade stand in your front yard, whatever it is, just go after it. Do it. Know that you have mine and Abe's support. Know that you have the support of your family, your friends. Just go do it. Just go do it. Just take a chance on yourself. I think that's important. Take a chance on yourself.
For sure. Yeah, man. That's good, bro. And I'm glad you took that opportunity, that moment, you know. And now you're doing it, bro, and you're killing it. I know you're not where you want to be, but you'll get there. But yeah, shout out to those people that are wanting to start something or wanting to get into something. Do it. Your time is now. You're only getting older. Because if you don't do it, 5 years pass, you still haven't done it. You could have done it 5 years ago,
Yes.
but you're 5 years in the future, and you're still with that thought. Like you lost 5 years, you know. So just get started with it. Shout out to all those people that started something.
Yes.
Just to end the pod, man. After this question, we'll end it. What's for you? What's the amount that you need a month stable, like a stable amount to be coming in? Obviously, it fluctuates with our businesses. Like it could be really good, really bad, not really bad, but just really good, great, extremely great. What's the amount that you would like to make a month?
To be comfortable.
To be comfortable, or to be like very comfortable. What's the amount you want?
Excuse me, like rich, you're saying, or
just in general,
what's the amount I would settle to be like, okay, I'm good, cruising, or what?
So like, for me, if
I'm gonna bring on my calculator, bro.
The amount that I would want to make a month, even like the same every month. Obviously, it fluctuates. I know that, but I think 50 to 60K, bro.
That's crazy. That's literally what I typed.
Yeah, I think it's not. It's a lot. I'm not gonna make it seem like it's not.
I think it's still reasonable. I think it's not like you're exaggerating. I don't think, but I think it's still reasonable.
600,000 a year.
Yeah,
it's not enough.
I mean, it's a good chunk, but I put 50,000 too. I times it by 12.
Yeah,
600K a year. I think 50,000, I would be cruising. Even if I was at 20,000, I think I would be good. I'm still trying to hit. I mean, your business is obviously different, right? And you probably got bigger projects than a wedding photographer or videographer, but I'm still trying to have like a 10K month, bro, or a few 10K months to where I could be like, all right, now let's upgrade. Let's try to get a 20K month. Let's try to get a 30K month, you know? So I'm still trying to get there, but I think anywhere between 30 to 50,000 a month, I think I would be cruising. Like I've always told, and there's a verse in the Bible that says like, God, don't give me so much that I forget about you, but don't give me so little that it causes me to sin, right, or steal or something. Mm-hmm. That's kind of where I'm at. Like I said, I know I asked the question like, if you were filthy rich, like what would you do? Obviously, I think we all would like to be there, but if we kind of bring it realistically, I think I would be comfortable with that. I wouldn't need anything else. And I know a lot of people in the comments are like, well, Diego, it's easy to say that because you're not there yet. But I think how I see my expenses now and kind of how I see my life and my wife's life, I'm kind of like, I don't think I would need more than 30, 40K, 50K. I think it's pushing it a month to be like, we're good. You know? That could change. Maybe I go viral on social media and, you know, I'm a millionaire all of a sudden. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. Well, I think that was a good session, bro.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Appreciate your time. Because I know this one's like kind of like we had to kind of book it quick.
Yeah.
You know, so I appreciate your flexibility and also your wife being cool with it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man, that's the end of La Mesa Talks.
La Mesa Talks episode 3.
3, bro.
Where we touched on money, Superbowl, all that good stuff. It's all about the money, like they say. So yeah, I mean, I want to thank all of our listeners wherever you listen to your podcast, specifically YouTube. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Check out our socials, all that good stuff. We have Mendoza's Landscaping Services, and my business is Valencia Visions on Instagram. If you're ever in need of any of our services, definitely check us out. But one more time, we just want to thank everybody for tuning in, for listening. Like I said, take a screenshot or screen record your favorite part, maybe of the podcast, whether if it was a motivational part or a funny moment in the podcast. Tag us. We'd love to see, you know, your posts out there. We'd love to see what you guys have to say for the pod. So, Abe, any final thoughts, bro? Any final comments?
I hope everybody has a good weekend. Tune in this upcoming Tuesday is when we're dropping it.
It'll probably be soon. I don't know.
Maybe sooner. We'll see. But appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Those of you that have really been tuning in to really like tap in and listen to what we have to say. So appreciate you guys, and we'll be having more guests. We have something, like I said, something in the works, but the giveaway is coming up soon. So please subscribe so you can enter that draw.
Yeah. As far as final thoughts for me, again, just thank you guys for all the love and support. We didn't expect this, 3 episodes in, to have as much engagement as we've had already, with the likes, with the comments, with the following on social media and all of that, and the subscriptions on YouTube. We didn't expect that, so we do thank you guys. And if you listen this far because of the Super Bowl, drop a football in the comments just to make sure that you in fact did listen to the full thing. So your boys at La Mesa Talks podcast, checking out. See ya.
Take care, guys.
There you go, bro.